Hello, my radiant Leo. Welcome back to your sacred space here on Zodiac Attraction. I'm so glad you're here. Today is July 18th, 2025, and what a day it is for you. Before we dive deeper into your tarot, love, money, and health messages, let's take a moment to settle into what's already stirring within you, because the truth is, you've felt it. Something inside you isn't just whispering anymore, it's calling out. Boldly and unmistakably, your inner voice has grown louder, not out of panic, but out of necessity. It's trying to guide you back home to yourself. Right now, you're standing at the edge of a quiet but powerful turning point. The kind that doesn't come with fireworks or loud announcements, but arrives in a feeling, in the deep knowing that your heart has always been the wiser one. You've been thinking, rethinking, doubting perhaps, weighing options, looking for signs. But Leo, the sign is already within you. Today is not about seeking answers outside. It's about leaning into the truth your soul has been gently offering all along. Trust your instincts. Trust the pull in your chest, not just the logic in your mind. Because the path forward isn't just about making sense. It's about making meaning. Your lucky color today is violet, a color of emotional alchemy, of gentle release and deep transformation. Imagine this violet energy moving through you, clearing out the tension, the confusion, the weight of the past few weeks. As we move through today's reading, keep that color in your awareness. Let it remind you you are being prepared for something new, something more aligned, something more real. Let's go further now and see how this shift will unfold across the different areas of your life. And now, Leo, let's talk about your finances, because beneath the surface shifts happening in your spirit, there are also quiet but meaningful changes unfolding in your material world. You've been carrying more than just bills and balances. You've been carrying the weight of what could have been, the missed chances, the financial delays, maybe even the lingering pressure of old debts or responsibilities you felt weren't fully yours to bear. It hasn't been easy. There were moments when it felt like no matter how much effort you gave, progress came in small, frustrating increments, or worse, stood still altogether. But that energy is beginning to turn, not because of luck, and not because someone else is stepping in to rescue you, but because of the consistency you've shown, even when it wasn't rewarded right away. The universe has noticed your perseverance, and now you're entering a new financial phase, one that reflects the quiet resilience you've been cultivating for months. Whether it's a small opportunity that opens the door to something bigger, or a sense of stability beginning to root where there was once uncertainty, your money story is shifting. Slowly, yes, but meaningfully. You're moving toward independence, not just in what you earn, but in how you manage, invest, and trust yourself to make grounded decisions. This is a time to stay balanced. Financial growth doesn't always show up with fanfare. Sometimes it looks like being able to breathe when paying your bills. Sometimes it looks like saying no to unnecessary spending and yes to long-term vision. Let your emotions guide your awareness, but don't let them lead your decisions. If you feel the urge to act impulsively, pause. The stability you're building now is meant to last, not flash and fade. Be thoughtful with your resources. Nurture them as you would a garden, knowing that in time they will offer you not only peace of mind, but the freedom to say yes to the life you truly want. Let's move forward now and see how this unfolding energy is showing up in your relationships and heart space. In your professional life, Leo, the energy today invites you to take a closer, more conscious look at where you're standing. And more importantly, how you're choosing to respond to the challenges around you. It's no secret that things haven't flowed as smoothly as you might have hoped. There have been delays, some logistical, others emotional. Maybe you've faced competition that felt unfair, demands that stretched beyond your capacity, or distractions that pulled your focus away from what truly matters. And yet, here you are, still standing, still holding your ground with quiet strength, even when the environment around you felt uncertain or unsupportive. The appearance of the Hanged Man in your spread is not a sign of failure or stagnation, but rather an invitation to shift your perspective. This card reminds you that pause is not the same as retreat. Sometimes the most powerful move is not charging forward, but leaning back, reassessing, and giving yourself the space to see the full picture. You may have been pushing so hard to make things happen, to prove your worth, to stay ahead, that you've missed the opportunity to ask, is this still aligned with who I'm becoming? What if the pause you've been forced into isn't punishment, but protection? What if it's grace disguised as delay? This moment is asking you to be still enough to receive new insight, because success is on its way, not necessarily in the form you expect, but perhaps through surprising offers, supportive alliances, or a shift in your environment that allows your gifts to be seen more clearly. Pay attention to who shows up in your space now. Collaborations formed under this energy could open doors you couldn't reach alone. Be open to unexpected mentors or peers who challenge you in a good way, who help you refine your vision rather than distract you from it. Above all, keep tending to your path with steadiness. The external world may test your resolve, but your inner clarity is what sets you apart. You are not here to blend in, Leo. You are here to lead, first by knowing yourself, then by knowing when to rise, and you will. Let's now take a deeper look into your emotional world and how love is evolving for you in this season of transformation. When it comes to matters of the heart, Leo, today's energy brings a quiet reckoning, a moment of truth where you're no longer able to ignore the emotional patterns that have been draining you. If you're currently involved in a relationship, there may be a noticeable imbalance. Perhaps someone you care about has been showing up inconsistently, drifting in and out of your emotional space without truly committing, or offering just enough to keep you hoping, but not enough to feel secure. This kind of push and pull dynamic may have once stirred excitement or confusion, but now it's simply exhausting. You're beginning to see it clearly for what it is, a cycle that doesn't nourish you, a bond that feels more like a responsibility than a refuge. This is where your power returns. You're not being asked to harden your heart or shut down emotionally, but rather to clarify your boundaries, to honor what your spirit has been whispering all along. You deserve to be met with the same depth, presence, and respect you offer others. You're no longer willing to carry the full weight of a relationship that isn't reciprocal. And you shouldn't. Setting boundaries now isn't about punishment. It's about alignment. It's about making space for something or someone that reflects your evolution, not your old wounds. For those of you who are single, this is an equally potent time. Your energy right now radiates confidence and individuality, two qualities that naturally draw people in. But the message isn't about attracting anyone. It's about attracting the right one. That begins with knowing yourself deeply and being unafraid to turn away from connections that don't reflect your values or emotional maturity. You're not here for surface-level attraction or temporary attention. You're here to build something real, sacred, and lasting. That requires discernment. The love you seek must rise to meet the love you already hold within. Anything less will only feel like noise. So be honest with yourself, with others, and trust that the emotional space you clear now will make room for deeper, truer, more expansive connection. Whether you're redefining an existing relationship or preparing to welcome something new, today is about choosing love that honors your growth. Let's continue now into the realm of your health and well-being, where the body too is speaking its own quiet truth. As your emotional world undergoes these necessary shifts, Leo, your body is quietly echoing the same message. It's time to tend to what's been long neglected. Your physical and emotional health are deeply interconnected now, and your body may be signaling what your mind has tried to push through: subtle aches, fatigue that lingers, or a vague heaviness that no amount of caffeine can fix. Pay special attention to your lower back, kidneys, and general energy levels today. These areas often carry the burden of over-responsibility, of carrying too much without enough rest or release. If you've been holding tension in your body, it may be time to ask, what am I carrying that doesn't belong to me anymore? You are being gently urged to slow down, not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. Your vitality doesn't just come from pushing forward, it comes from knowing when to pause, replenish, and allow the nervous system to recalibrate. Simple rituals will have powerful effects now. Drink more water than you think you need. Spend time in fresh air without distraction. Move your body in ways that feel kind instead of punishing. If you can, give yourself permission to rest. Not because you've earned it through exhaustion, but because rest is a form of devotion to your future self. And if there's been a medical checkup you've been postponing or a health decision you've avoided making, this is the moment to address it. The energy supports healing, but only if you meet it halfway. Ignoring discomfort won't make it disappear. It only delays the clarity that's already within reach. Emotional healing is also part of the picture. You may be carrying the residue of conflict or disappointment, and your body feels that weight. Find ways to process it. Through meditation, journaling, a walk in silence, or simply speaking your truth out loud to someone who listens, without fixing. Your health is not just the absence of illness. It's the presence of alignment, balance, and respect for the vessel that carries your fire. As you reclaim your emotional clarity and financial grounding, let your body become a trusted companion again. Listen to its cues, honor its fatigue, and allow its healing to unfold naturally. Let's now turn toward your family and close relationships, where important transitions may also be taking place. And so, Leo, as we come to the end of today's reading, take a quiet moment to acknowledge how far you've come. Not just in the visible parts of your life, but in the internal spaces where real transformation happens. You are shedding old weight, setting new standards, and learning to trust the wisdom that has always lived within you. This isn't just a season of change, it's a season of reclamation. You're not losing anything essential, you're simply remembering who you are, without the noise, without the expectations, without the emotional burden of constantly proving your worth. Let today be a soft turning point. Let your heart lead, let your body rest, let your soul speak. And know that everything falling away is creating space for something more aligned, more peaceful, more you. Thank you for spending this time with me here on Zodiac Attraction. If today's message resonated, I invite you to like, subscribe, or simply carry this guidance forward in silence. You don't need to explain your transformation to anyone. Just live it, quietly, powerfully, truly. I'll be here again tomorrow with more insight from the stars. Until then, Leo, keep your heart steady, your light bold, and your spirit unshakably free.